Okay, so in this min keep, first is checkpoint. Checkpoint is once it is used. Okay, then checkpoint is done. Min keep hours means after the checkpoint is cleared, it will stay for this many of hours. Okay, that is the after the checkpoint. So that is the extra time for troubleshooting or anything might be required. So you can use min keep hours, so you can keep min keep days also. Okay, instead of hours, you can write days as well. So you can keep this many days. Okay, in your server, but purging it's very necessary, it's very mandatory, otherwise it will keep on piling up, fill up your server space. Moreover, it is not required once it is used, when the data is replicated to the target, not required much. So you need to purge, but you should also give some time also. Okay, in production scenario, maybe not in dev or QA, but in big databases you might some give time if you want to troubleshoot or some want to see what data is there in the trail file, if any failure occur or something occurs. Okay, so that should be there. Okay, any kind of corruption or something. So auto start er star. Auto start means that once I start my manager, the extract and replicates are also get started. Okay, and er is extract and replicate. E stands for extract and R stands for replicate. So extract means all your capture process and your pump process. Okay, so that is started. Then auto restart. Extract star, wait minutes to retries 5. Okay, so these values can be changed definitely, like extract wait minutes to or something. This can be changed. This can be changed, any like values can be changed. So what does it means is, if my process is crashes, auto restart means the process is crashed, the extract is crashed. So what will happen, it will retry for how many times? 5 times, for a wait minute of 2. What does it means is, for after 2 minutes it will try once to started once more, after 2 minutes it started once more. Okay, so this means what does it means is, it will retry for almost 10 minutes. So if in the 10 minutes also issue is not resolved, the process will crash. It is there, it's also kind of mandatory, like what happens that sometimes assume database is restarted. Okay, database is restarted. So if these processes are dependent on the database. Okay, capture process, if I talk about capture process, is dependent on the database. The database restarted, the process will the session will close, the database, because it has created a session, so the process will also crash or abend, you can say. The process will also abend. So if auto restart is specified, to at least it will keep on retrying it. So if just assume the database is restarted, so it will restart at that same time. So within 10 minutes of restarted, then it can again connect. Okay, so no intervention actually is required for the GoldenGate admin at that time. You can make it in, you can make it infinite also. Okay, you can make it infinite, that it keeps on retrying from hours and minutes, right? So it can, you can specify 1 lakh, 1,000, sometimes retry every 2 minutes. It'll keep on retrying. Not suggested actually, but maybe sometimes by, maybe if there is an outage or something. But if okay, so this parameter will only work if the manager is up, right? So manager is up, then parameter will up. So this parameter also, if you talk about network. Okay, if assume extract is the pumps are also extracts, right? So if assume network is down or being there is some issue, might not be down, there is some issue, there is a connectivity issue in the network, or due to a congestion in the network, or whatever it is the reason is, so not able to connect for a couple of minutes or 1 minute, so it will not able to connect, not able to send data. What will happen, it will abend, pump will abend, right? Pump will abend, and might you need to go and restart it. But if auto restart is mentioned, it will take care for some time, at least, right? For 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the time you specify. So at least it keep on retrying, it will keep on retrying. So you might be able to need not to interfere, you need not to go and start it. So this parameter is also very important. Next comes the parameter of lags. Lag report hours. Lag will discuss in detail in the performance tuning why lag occurs, and how to decrease lag. Is just like the delay in replication. Okay, so there definitely there would be some delay. It is not like that I committed the transaction on source or committed the same second in the target. No, it's a async transfer, so it might take some time, right? It might take some time. So that delay, okay, I assume at 10 o'clock the transaction is committed in the source, and at 10:05 the transaction is committed in the target, so the delay in that application is 5 minutes. Okay. So this delay is also a very important aspect of GoldenGate, because sometimes these are GoldenGate servers are used for offloading. So they don't want much delay. They what the requirement generally, the delay is minimum, maybe within 1 minute. So Oracle says ideally it should be 10 seconds, somewhere around 10 to 20 seconds. Okay. So if the server is nearby, if the network is okay, the network is an ideal scenario. Okay, database are the ideal scenario. So might be they are saying 10 seconds. Just you can say what the mileage of a car says by the dealer, right? So in the same way, it also within 10 seconds, but doesn't practically it is. Okay, there are a lot of long running transaction that happen. Sometimes the network is slow, and sometimes the target database itself is slow. Okay, not able to cope up with so many transactions which is coming through GoldenGate, or maybe it is used other ways also, right? So a lot of dependencies there. So we should get a report if the lag is more. So GoldenGate Manager take care of it. So it report in the error log file if the lag is more. So it will report hours. Report hours means every 1 hour it will give a report to the error log file that how much is the lag which is running. It will send an informational message if the lag is 3 minutes. It will set a critical message if the lag is 5 minutes. So it is specified by you. These values are specified by you. You can specify any value you can whatever you want the value over here, you can specify. If you want that 3 minutes is okay for me, then you specify information message. Maybe there's an application in which 15 minutes are also okay, or 30 minutes are also okay. So you can say information message at 30 minutes, critical message at 45 minutes, something like this. Okay, so it depends on the application to application. And moreover, when you do a info all also, it also shows you the lag at that time as well. So you can set alerts on that as well, maybe through Unix scripts or somewhere through something else, but you can write scripts for that as well. Okay, so these are all manager parameter files. Then there is a global parameter file, not much used I would say, but also you can use it. So global parameter file is just like you might be knowing the file of the Unix shell, right? Unix shell, sh file dot bash file, or bash profile file. Okay, so all the profile file very similar to it. A bash profile file, what bash profile file does is, whenever you log in into the Unix shell, right, it get executed. Okay, this the file does it, right? In the same way, that's the same rule of the global parameter file. Once you log in into ggSCI, that file get executed, this global parameter file get executed, right? So this file get executed once you get logged into your once you log into your ggSCI. So very same way, it just executes some of the things. So you can set some of the things which is very common, like checkpoint table. You can set it over there, manager server, manager name. You can set it over here. So such things, if you want to get it something executed, just you log into ggCI mode, you can set it. But it's optional if you want. Depends on your requirement. Okay, you may or may not use it. Important topic: bonded recovery. Okay, so you might be assuming that there are a lot of long running transaction in the database, and as per ideally what we say is that if only if commit occurs, then the things start moving from the GoldenGate. Okay, this is what we generally think and what we generally process is that if commit occurs, then only start processing the data. Okay, but assume something like there is a transaction which is running since 4 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours. Okay, somebody fired insert, update, delete, and then committed it. Okay, so that 12 hours of transaction, maybe it might have only 100 statement, 200 statement, but a session is open, right? So if the session is open, definitely it will not logged out, or there till the time it is commit is not occurred. So definitely the pieces of the transaction will exist in different redo log files, in different archive files also. So now GoldenGate, if assume what we think of that it works only on commits, what will happen to GoldenGate? It will go back 12 hours, fetch all those 100, 200, 1,000 statements, and then do the transaction. It will delay it a lot. There is cause a lot of lag. So there is a feature in GoldenGate which is the bonded recovery. It generally what happens is it actually not the case. Okay, once a transaction is initiated, a GoldenGate start capturing the data. Okay, it start capturing the data, even if it is commit or rollback, it will see it later. Okay, so it will start capturing the data. So once a commit is occur, it start processing the data. So if once transaction is started, it keeps that transaction or data in the buffer pool, in its pool, that is the extract pool. It keeps that in that extract pool and keep on increasing that pool, okay, till the time commit is occur. If a commit is occur, it put that pool into the trail file. Okay, that is a capture process. Put it into the trail file. If pump is not configured, it will send it to the target. Okay, then it start processing, but it will keep on capturing. Capturing has already started. If the rollback is done, it will just clear that pool. It will clear that pool. Okay, it will drop that pool. Okay, so then comes the picture of bounded recovery. Bounded recovery says is for how long it have to stay that pool. Okay, so bounded recovery interval for an extract is default 4 hours. So that does it mean, what does it mean? Say that it will check for long running transactions which are older than the BR interval. So if it is older than 4 hours, so what will do? There is a directory which is known as the BR subdirectory in the GoldenGate software. What will happen that if the transaction is long, so it doesn't cannot stay that into the pool for so many hours. So if the transaction has exceeded more than 4 hours, it will write that transaction into the BR directory. Okay, that's the directory of the bonded recovery. Okay, so that is known as the BR interval. Okay, so how to check this BR interval? This all is used in case of when we are doing performance tuning. Generally, if you are just configuring GoldenGate, this might not be required. Also, we might need to go into details, so details also. Okay, but just in the case when the issue comes up or there's a performance, then we have to see all these points as well. Okay. So if the extract is stopped in case of few transitions still open, reread the logs from the beginning of the oldest open transaction. Okay. So from where we get to know all this information of checkpoint and all this kind of information is there's a command info extract name show ch. So ch stands for checkpoint. It will show all this checkpoint information. Startup checkpoint means that starting point in logs when the extract started. Okay, so this is the starting point whenever you have a starting when the extract was started or restarted, whatever the starting point. Position of oldest open transaction read by the extract will be needed if extract crashes. Okay, so this is all these points are that because there are different transaction the extract is reading. You might be assuming the different transaction. Okay, what all tables you are configuring, there would be different transactions that are happening in your database at the same time. So there would be different checkpoint positions as well. Okay, one is the starting checkpoint, one is the current checkpoint where it was last read by the extract from log files. One is the write checkpoint when it is written to the trail file. So okay, so that all write checkpoint is the actually the permanent checkpoint. So that would be the write checkpoint would be the position we have to see. But there are other checkpoint as well, like current checkpoint, which is reading it but putting into the pool. Okay, so reading it but putting into the pool. So then there is a recovery checkpoint position of oldest open transaction read by extract. So the oldest open transaction which is read by your extract, that is the recovery, because there are multiple transactions that is read by the extract. That is read by the extract at the same time. For some, it has created pools, different pools. There will be multiple pools created. Assume there are 100, or maybe you have replicated in 5 tables. Or in that 5 tables, might be there 10 to 20 or 30 transaction going happening on. But the 30 pools would be created. 30 pools would be created by the extract. Okay, in the memory. Okay, so once a rollback is done, that pool is dropped down. If the commit is done, that pool is went to the trail file. Okay, so all this position would be stored. So one is the write checkpoint where it is written, that position that is written, that would be the write checkpoint. Okay, then there is a recovery checkpoint, which is the checkpoint for the oldest open transaction which is there in the pool. Current is which it is writing, currently writing. So all you can see it from here if you type this command. Okay, so you can just manage the space, manage the tuning. You can see the tuning expect over here. How you can see the tuning expect is some recovery checkpoints are quite far away. That means it is still reading the old transactions. Okay, still reading the old transactions. So you can manage all these points in doing the advanced troubleshooting or advanced tuning. Okay, going into very detail. So this is just a concept. I'm not going to detail right now into the how to tune it. That was a different topic, but this is we should know at least. Okay, so we just drop user, the user which is configured earlier, and also execute this command ddl remove. to remove the all the things which is all the triggers which is being created for the detail capture. Okay, so I am creating a user, new user. We will say create a user ggADM. Okay, anything identified by Oracle 123. Okay, okay. Then I need to grant few privileges which we discussed. Uh, okay, so you need to grant, right, all these privileges. Create session, alter session, resource, connect, select any dictionary, flashback any table, select any table, insert, update, and execute on dbms flashback. So all this need to grant, or maybe as of now this is a test machine, so I'm granting dba to it. Okay, but practically don't do it. Okay, but I'm granting dba to it. Okay, so that will come with the all the privileges. So you can explicitly grant it different privileges. Okay, let me check what all table spaces we have. Okay, maybe I give it users, so alter user ggADM, default table space users. Okay, then alter user ggADM, set a quota on table space users, user ggADM on users. Okay, you need not to specify the table space keyword here. So this is I'm granting the quota. I am setting a default table space as users. Okay, then we run this script marker setup.sql. So our user is ggADM, prompt for the username for GoldenGate. This is the mandatory script you need to run. Okay, this is done. The next mandatory is role setup. It is creating a role which is fetching some roles from the database itself. Okay, so whoever is executing this script should have a DBA privileges. Okay, your marker setup, role setup should have a DBA privileges. Okay, maybe any user. I'm executing the sys user. Maybe you can use any user even. So it should have a sys DBA kind of privileges. Okay, so I just created one role over here. I need to grant this role. So it granted some internally granted some grant some roles to privileges to this role, and then you uh, grant further this role to the user. Okay, so I say grant this to ggADM. Okay, the next comes the optional scripts. If you're doing a DDL setup, you can, if you want to do a DDL replication, you need to write this to execute this, otherwise not required. If you're doing only a DML replication. Okay, so this doesn't allows actually to use users table space. Okay, this doesn't allow, so it's just showing me error. Please move ggADM to its own table space. Okay, so this doesn't allow us to use users table space. So I need to create one more table space over here. I'd say create. I just check where the files are placed. So some DB activities are required now. Create, select. Okay, I'm sorry. Select file name from DBA data files. So I say create table space gg table data file bu01 app oracle or data test ggtbl01 dot resize 1 GB auto extend on. Okay, I'm giving 1 GB to it. That is sufficient actually. Okay, so now I will make that this table space as its default table space. Default table space ggtbl auto user ggATM put unlimited on ggtbl. Okay, now I run this ddl setup.c. Okay, ggl setup ddl setup.sql, all these files are already there in your GoldenGate home directory. Okay, it creates internal creates few tables in your GoldenGate schema. Then it creates a trigger in the user in which you are through which you are executing this command. So I'm executing the command from sys schema, so it will create a trigger in the sys schema. Okay, then you do a ddl enable dot sql. So ddl enable will enable that trigger. That's it. It creates the trigger, it enables that trigger. Okay, you can check the trace files as well, what all it does. Okay, then comes the sequence.sql. If you want to replicate sequences as well, the same way you put the schema name. Let us see the trace files as well, what all it does. So all it does is it executes few statement, trigger statement you can see over here, creating some triggers, some procedures as well within that schema. Okay. Okay. So we'll keep on monitoring if any trigger is, if any DDL transactions are occurring, and keep on monitoring and executing those triggers in case a DDL transaction is occurring. Okay. Now in this thing you can see over here role setup.sql. I just open the role setup of SQL. You can see what it is doing it. It is just grant, select, delete, DDL on, because these are all internal tables actually which are being created when you do a marker setup.sql. So what it does is it is selecting select delete on these tables to that role which we granted at the end, GGS role. Okay, it creates a role and then we grant that role. So it just do a select delete. It's just setting up privileges on these tables, all the dump tables, all the things which is created by marker setup. Just setting the privileges for all these tables. So select, insert, delete, all these privileges are being given. Then it finally what it does it creates this role and it asks us to grant that role to that user which you use for GoldenGate administration work. Okay. So we logged into the GoldenGate now. Now we can check whether our logging is working or not. So db login user ID, ggADM, password, Oracle 123. Okay, it's successfully logged in. Okay, so these all are created already. Let us delete them. I would say maybe I've created it earlier. So let us delete them. We'll use a clean setup. So delete, extract, cp2. Okay. So delete is the simple command for deleting it. Now you see the manager file. View params mgr is to see the file. Okay. and info is the command to see the detail. The manager is down. Okay, and edit params is to edit the file. Okay, so what all have a parameters? Port 78110. You can change this port also. I can make it 7811. Auto restart, it will auto restart it. Okay, what we always we have seen that the parameters of uh, auto restart. You can also specify wait minutes maybe 5, retries maybe 5 only. So it will 5 would be too long actually. Let us make it 2 only. So it will retry, it will wait for 2 minutes, retry once more, wait for 2 minutes, retry for once more. Okay. Auto start we can specify over here. We can specify purge old extracts as well, but let us first see what is the location of the our trail file. So purge old extracts, use checkpoints, so it will help us to purge it. Okay, all these things we can put it over here. Okay, let us do a basic maybe we can say uh, basic unidirectional replication. So first step would be to add the capture process. Okay. So what we'll do, add extract and keep a name C1 or anything you can put it, CP1, C1 or C1 maybe or okay, let us first see which schema we are going to replicate. Okay, so our database's name is test, right? Database name is test. Okay, so we'll do create let us replicate the table EMP table in Scott schema, right? Oracle account unlock. If just in case the account is locked, so connect Scott Oracle. Okay, describe EMP. So just going to replicate this table EMP.
I have one question here.
Um, that what we was doing is port number. This port will run. It will do auto restart. If any process crashes, it will wait for 2 minutes and will try 5 times. So I do a start manager. The first step is to start your manager. Right. Second step is to add the schema to run data. So I am adding the schema to run data. So what I have to do is uh, let me see there. Okay, maybe I think uh, okay. I just specified this semicolon, which is not there. Definitely, we are more in practice in the database. The semicolon is not used in GoldenGate. So I say add schema tran data Scott. Okay, it added the schema tran data. That is a mandatory step. Okay, you can also explicitly specify table name schema tran data Scott.emp. One by one, you can do it. Okay, then I add. I see the view params mgr add extract cp1 tran log begin now. So what does it does is I'm adding a capture process known as cp1. This is the name of the process. If I do an info all, you can see this process is there. Okay, tran log is transaction log. So transaction logs responds to your redo log files or the archive files. Okay, in the beginning also I told you that there are two ways to configure your extract. One is for the initial load and for chain synchronization. Chain synchronization is more popular, used for GoldenGate. Okay, initial load is also used but very less. Okay, so we are using for chain synchronization. Chain synchronization means whatever changes are happening in your source, we are replicating to the target. Okay, initial load is just picking up the data, complete data, whatever is in the source, and putting into target. No real-time replication, nothing. It's just a one-time activity, kind of, you can say. So over there are two options, tran log and the table, source is table, but we are using for chain synchronization. So we are using tran log. Okay, this is a tran log. Now what is begin now? Begin now means that now the time, the current time, okay, the current time which is there, maybe the server time is okay 18. Okay, so this is the server time. So at this time I will start capturing the data. So it will go to the redo log files and see what is the time, and will start capturing the data from this time onwards. Okay, whatever time I start doesn't matter. I start today, I start, or I will start tomorrow. Exact doesn't matter. But the time which I've specified over here matters. Okay, because I specified now, so it matters me to how to start it, at what time to start it. Doesn't matter at what whatever the time I start, doesn't matter. Okay, I start today or tomorrow. So over here, instead of now, I can give past time as well, or yeah, tomorrow's time as well. Okay, I will say I there is one more utility in GoldenGate. You can do an help also to get the detailed information of every command. Help command name. Okay, so now let me give you some future time. So I say add extract CP2 tran log remains the same. I'm adding one more extract. I give a time begin. What's the time today? Maybe let me see the time once more. Sh date. So I say add extract CP2 tran log begin. First, you have to give the year. The year is 2008. Date is nine. It is year, month, and date format. So month is 04 April. Date is 9th. Okay, I'd give 10th. Okay, it will start tomorrow. At what time? I give you time 0900. So at 9 o'clock tomorrow, it will start capturing the data. I've given the future time. I can give the past time also. Okay, the time which is gone, I can give that time as well. It will go to the archive files and read that time. Even now, if I start my extract, it will remain running. It will not start capturing the data till the clock reach to the 10th of April. Okay, at 9 o'clock. Okay, that is also very important thing which we need to know. Okay, so you can see over here the lag is shown also unknown. Why it is unknown? Because it is the future time. There is no lag. Over here, you can see time 6 checkpoint is 3 minutes. Why? Because I added that extract with the now command. Okay, but now it has been 3 minutes. It has not been started, so it has not capturing the data. So it has some lag right now. The lag is 3 minutes because it meant to start capturing, but it is not capturing the data because I've not started the process. The process is down. Okay, so now let us configure our. I'm just removing these old things. Okay. So first is extract CP1. First thing is in this is name of the database. Okay. Second is the user ID. So user ID is ggADM. Password is second is to log into the database. Okay. Third is you want to include DDLs or not include DDLs. I'm not specifying anything, so it's not capturing DDLs now. Okay. And you can directly specify the tables you want to include. So I said tablescott.emp, which I want to capture. Okay, simple file. Okay, so let us configure only CP1 right now. Okay, so extract CP1, pass for this. Let me see whether it's able to make a connection to this database using this at the rate or not. The listener is up or not. Then we'll start. The listener is not up. Let me start the listener as well. Not starting. So the next step is to add this trail file. Okay, we add the capture process now. Okay, now add the trail file. So I say add. Let me see the path. So I'll say add ext trail. Okay, that's where to add ext trail. U01 OGG12 dir dat. Maybe I can give anything. Maybe I give AA. Okay, and I add this. Specify this capture name. Associate with this capture name. You can just confirm using, if you show info all, you might not able to see the trail files is added. You can say info ext trail star. You can see what all trail files you have and which extract it is getting associated with. You can see a size of 100 MB. That is the default size. You can change the size while adding it. You can also specify at the end the size. Okay, whatever size you were looking for, but 100 MB is the ideal size. It is fine. Okay, let me see if there is anything. I'm just removing all the things. Okay, so we are done. View params. So you need to specify the location of this trail file over here as well. You need to say extract trail u01 ogg12 dir dat aa. Okay, so your file is completed. So view params, just need to verify once more. You can verify. Okay, so this is, so now you're good to start our process. So I say start extract cp1. Okay, not started. I say let us check the report file. So what is the command to check the report file is view report cp1. Let's see what's the issue. Maybe the database connection is the issue. Invalid username password. Is it Oracle? It's, I think I specified 0. Okay, let me check the password. What is the password? It's getting connected. Okay, so let us start it. Start cp1. Okay, you can see it is getting started. It is again stop. I think now we due to a different error. No minimum supplemental logging is enabled. You can see that it's not able to even start when I'm not able to, when I'm not enable the supplemental logging. So I go back to the database. I say alter database, add minimum supplemental logging. Add, I think it is add supplemental logging or minimum supplemental logging. Okay, we'll enable the archive log now. I'm really starting. Okay, this is enabled now. Supplemental log minimum and forced login. Okay, this is enabled now. So yes and yes. Okay, so this is, you can see in the $V database. Okay, now for archive log we need to restart our database. Okay, so this is already, the path is already set. Okay, archive destination is already set. We just need to enable it. So we'll say alter database archive log after in the mount stage. Okay, so I'm shutting down the database. So we go into the mount stage to enable the archive log.
Archive log is nothing but a redo log, right?
No, actually, redo logs is still there, but archive logs are kind of a backup, you can say.
We need both, right?
We need
Redo
both
log
actually.
and archive
Yes,
log, both.
yes, yes,
Okay.
both are required for GoldenGate.
And how to check redo logs are unable or not?
Redo logs is anyways enabled. If you create a
Oh,
database,
okay.
redo
So
log
by
would.
default.
But so archive log list, you see that it is all now enabled. I just said auto database archive log. It enables the archive log. Okay, you can see automatic archival is enabled over here. This is destination, shows internal some path, database log mode. Okay, we need not to see what the destination is. Doesn't worry about it. So let us go back to GoldenGate. Now let us start. Let us see now. Okay, you can see it is already showing a lag of 35 minutes now because it was added with begin now, but not started. So it is behind 35 minutes. Okay, just trying to start. Again, it's just stopped. Oracle initialization or shutdown in progress. Okay, okay. Mm, we have to open the database as well. I forgot to open the database. We started the database in the mount stage. There is all the DB work actually. So it might be the DB with you for it. So you need just you mount the database in the archive log. You mount the database, then put in the archive log. Then you have to open the database as well, which I missed in the last step.
अर्नव एक्सट्रैक्ट हम लोगों ने यूजर आईडी और पासवर्ड दिया है ना,
Mm-hmm.
अगर उसको मुझे डायनामिक देना है तो आप बोल रहे थे देयर इज वे टू डू दैट, आप बताओगे क्या उसके बाद?
डायनामिक ग्लोबल पैरामीटर फाइल में कह रहे हो आप? हाँ, वो दे सकते
आई
हैं।
डोंट नो कहाँ देंगे, मुझे नहीं पता। आप, हाँ, आई डोंट नो इट इज देयर क्या? ओके, आप एक मुझे एक्सप्लेन करेंगे?
Okay, it is open now. Okay. So let us see it is started or not. Oh man, what is happening today? It again abandoned. Found support uncertain Windows threads. Minimum support must be enabled to prevent data loss. Okay. And this error is ignorable anyways. Let us start it once more. because it's more of the DB issue. There's some log file was corrupt actually. We're just showing sequence number 9. So I just switched the log file. So now sequence become 12, 13, 14. 9 is not there, it's overwritten. So that might be, but not able to explain right now. What are the DB? Okay. So now you can see it is running now. Okay. Extract running CP1. This is running. So no changes are happening. So it is showing a lag of, okay, it is again stopped. Now what happened now? Uh, okay, so it is now running. So there was some, what the issue is, we enabled supplemental logging after we did begin now. Okay, so when it was starting reading from that point, from that begin now, it was not finding the supplemental logging. So I just, first of all, I re-switched the redo log files, and then they did this alter extract begin now. Okay, I think we should have done it actually, trying to finish it soon, so we skipped. We didn't configure it properly earlier. We did supplemental logging later. So I just say alter extract CP1 begin now. Okay, so it started again from that point. Okay, you can see it is running with the lag 0. Okay, let us do something on the table. Okay, so select star from EMP. Okay, so let us try to insert something. Okay, insert into EMP values 1 comma maybe ename ram, maybe job manager, manager ID maybe same 782 23 Jan and 9, salary 9,000, nation null 10. Okay, I inserted one statement. Let us delete one thing. Delete EMP, delete from EMP where employee number is equal to, I will delete this statement later. Okay, let us not disturb the EMP table. Update EMP, set sal is equal to sal plus 100 where department number is equal to 10. Okay, I committed it. So you can see 1 insert and 4 updates, right? I exited DGCI. Okay, it is running. So now how to check things are processed? You do a stat cp1. Okay, you can see over a stat cp1. You can see extracting from scott.emp to scott.emp. The latest statistics, you can see hourly statistics will go into detail. What does it all means? Let us understand this. Only total inserts is 1, total updates 4, total operations 5. So it's already started extracting, put it into the trail file. You can also check the report file, view report cp1. Okay, over here it is just showing that it is trying to fetch from the EMP table. The stats is one thing where you can see the details from which table. So studying the tuning part, right? All these things. Latest statistics, since this time hourly it refreshes after every 1 hour, daily it refreshes every day, and total is something which is there from since beginning. Okay, this all transaction it shows. So you can just see whether there is an issue or not, whether it is getting working or not from the stats command.
And now we checked in a report also. Can you please show it again? View report CP1.
View report CP. It will not show the records also. You can see it is reading this file, reading this table. What not exactly how much does it reads? Okay, it is showing that it is choosing the following key column from that source table. Employee number. So this column is actually logged because of the tran data feature.
So we can replicate foreign key, primary key also, right?
You can
Duplicate means synchronized all foreign key, primary key indexes via this.
right. No, everything would be synchronized anyways. Indexes would not be synchronized if DDL is not getting captured. If you're capturing DDLs, indexes would also be start synchronizing. Okay. Now come to the okay. So now uh, if I delete from EMP, where employee number is equal to what is the one, right? Is equal to one. It is deleted. Okay. Now this is deleted, but now if I say create index on scott.emp, maybe job or something. So okay, I have not given the name. Create index idx1 on scott dot. Okay. So so such command will not work because we are not capturing the DDL right now. Okay, you capture this delete, but details will not be captured. Only one operation would be captured. Okay. Now if you say start CP1, okay, you can see one delete is also added over here. So transaction operations are still 6, not 7. Okay, because DDLs are not captured. So there is a next the different column for DDL that would be there once the DDLs are enabled. Okay.
ओके, कैन यू प्लीज शो मी दैट डायनामिकली, वो कैसे यूजर नेम पासवर्ड, क्योंकि मुझे वो करना है आज एक्चुअली, आई वांट टू
Okay.
सी हाउ इट वर्क्स.
Or you can put this into here, edit params dot slash global. Okay, you can put it over here. Same, whatever the command is, db login, uh, user id, ggADM at the rate test password oracle. So you have to say edit params dot slash global.
What
What
did
did
you
you
add there?
edit
You
param?
add that same line.
Right. Add the same. Okay.
So then we have to remove it from the extract, right?
Now you can remove it.
Because we don't want there to change, right?
Yes, you can remove it from
Because
there.
can we try that?
But you need to log out and log in.
I'm trying to log in from GGSCI to SQL. What would be the command I have to use? मुझे वो run करना है markup वाले.
From GGSA to SQL, you need to do SQL plus slash SSDB.
SQL slash SS. SQL plus slash
SSDB. SQL plus space slash SSDB. Okay. No. Need to add it, I think. Maybe we need to refer this the global file. I'm not remembering actually now. Global, params, not globals.